Hello everyone, Auvbri here and welcome back to another speed build. This is a very special speed build for me. 4,000 subscribers, you guys, that's freaking amazing. Thank you so much. And because we've reached 4,000 subscribers, I wanted to do something really special for you guys. I have been working on this for, I think it took about 5 or 6 hours to actually make, just because it's not actually a very huge house, but it's a very huge build in general. And I can't wait for you guys to see the finished result here. And you might be asking yourself at the moment, Auvbri, what the freak are you doing? What are you building here? You're gonna see very soon. So I'm just getting the basic layout from the build here. Just doing some walls that we're gonna use for the build, and you might be looking at this like, has he lost his mind? This is so weird, but I promise you there is a reason behind everything. We're gonna use every single wall of these. So this is the Asian mountain house, and if you haven't already figured out, the mountain part is a very big aspect of this build, and that's why we actually need those walls to look kind of weird, kind of misshapen and stuff like that, because we're actually going to make a mountain house here. So this is an Asian inspired house, and as you can see, this is a very long speed build as well. It's 26 minutes long, and it actually took so freaking long to make, like 5-6 hours I believe it took to make. So it is sped up quite a lot compared to what I usually do, just because I really try to keep it as short as possible. But here we have the basic layout. So this is what our terrain is gonna look like. We're gonna have a lot of water all around the build here, but it's basically just mountains that is connected through bridges and stuff like that. So we kind of have like this really beautiful hanging bridge, and we have like this really beautiful decorated bridge as well. And I just think it looks freaking awesome in the end. I'm so happy about how it turned out. Definitely worth of your subscription, I believe, and thank you so much for subscribing. It really means the world to me that you guys actually wanted to subscribe to me, and I do hope that this build actually shows my appreciation for your subscription. It really means a lot to me, and I really poured my heart into this build to make it as beautiful and spectacular as possible for you. You guys really do deserve it. So thank you so much for the 4,000 people who actually subscribe to me. Thank you from my heart. So I wanted this build to be, as the title says, like a mountain build. So we actually have like this house built into the mountain, or at least that's what I tried to do. I think it looks pretty cool in the end, and I really do believe that I achieved what I set out to do with this build, to create like this really beautiful mountain house and kind of connect them through these two other smaller mountains, and kind of have like these mountains placed in water. And I think it looks pretty cool in the end, and I really do think that I achieved what I wanted to do. So as the title also suggests, this is a Asian inspired house, mostly Japanese inspired, because I saw this movie, or this poster for a movie, I can't remember what it was, but I saw this beautiful house and I just thought, you know what, that's freaking awesome. I want to do that. I want to build that. So here we have the suspension bridge. I'm working on it to kind of make it look realistic, but also have like this Asian style vibe to it. And I wanted to have like this, I'm not sure to call it a suspension bridge, like a hanging bridge thing. But I needed to have like some support beams for the underneath here. So I decided to use missing a word. I decided to use a mix of columns and fencing and stuff like that, just to make it look really cool and realistic. So a big part of this build that actually took the longest time was to place the stones, and that staircase I just placed for the smallest of the mountains. Oh my freaking god, what a nightmare I had with that. Just because you can't actually place anything under the staircase. So I had a hard time actually placing stuff like, let's say, rocks underneath the staircases to make it look a bit more realistic and kind of get that mountain vibe for it. Just because nothing could actually be under the staircase. So I actually ended up having to make it into a 2 square wide staircase instead of just 1. And I had to make it not have any rocks around it. So, it works in the end. I'm really happy about how it turned out, and everything works. As you can see throughout this video, I actually tested it out a lot throughout this build, because I wanted to make sure that everything worked. So if you want to download this house, you can just go to the gallery and you should be able to find it. But at the moment it might look a bit weird the way that the walls are placed, but I decided to have like this rocky looking wallpaper to kind of get the feeling of, kind of camouflage a bit that it's actually just walls. And I'm actually going to start really soon placing rocks all around the place. But here I'm just working on the other bridge over to the medium mountain here. And I decided to make like this a bridge with a little roofing on it, just to kind of make it tie into the place really nice, and I thought it looked really cool. So here we're actually working on the rocks. So as you can imagine, this took a freaking like, this is probably most of the time I spent in this build, just placing rocks to make it look realistic, scaling them up, moving them up and down, and trying to actually make everything fit and look realistic. And at some point I actually started to be a bit sluggish, but then I decided to throw in some shrubberies and stuff like that to kind of tie it all in together, and I think it looks beautiful and really cool looking. But here, all the rocks that you actually see me place now underneath that staircase, I thought it looked so cool, and it just worked so well for me. Everything looked beautiful, and I had to delete most of it just because it didn't actually work. Nothing worked, and that was just like, damn it, why doesn't it work? But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just still placing rocks up and down, scaling them up. And then I actually found out something. When you kind of see the rocks take another color, then it kind of, it kind of is darker than the other rocks. That means that it's not actually visible. I didn't actually know this until late into the game, but you can actually see a rock there being kind of like a different color. Here's some more, and those are not actually visible, so they have to be the original color, otherwise they are not visible when you actually place them. You cannot see them inside of the game then. But here we just have one of the mountains. I think it looks pretty cool, and when we throw in the shrubbery as well, because it's actually really hard to make a realistic looking mountain here, just out of these rocks that you can scale up, just because there's not actually any rocks that's just like high and kind of flat looking. They all have like this boulder shape, and you just gotta kind of have to work with what you've got. So here I was just testing out the staircase, and this is the staircase nightmare from hell. Let me tell you, like, really, I have never had this much problem with the staircase in any Sims game ever. So I actually stopped the recording for a time. This is actually recorded over several days, like 2 days worth of recording here over a bunch of time just because of work and stuff like that. But I actually had to Google on what to do, and some people said that they needed 2 squares to actually go up and down the stairs, which was fine. So I decided to do that. That didn't work. I then read that you had to have the staircase not have anything under that. I tried to do that, but that just didn't work either. I'm not actually sure how it turned out to end up working, but it did in the end. I just deleted a bunch of rocks and it worked. And then I was just like, okay, cool, now it works. Let me just fix this then. There was two squares wide and everything was working great. So I decided to place rock around it again. And then she couldn't get down the staircase. And I was like, oh, God damn it. I don't know what I did to make it work, but it worked in the end. And when I decided to test it all out, when it actually ended, it worked again, and the staircase works now. As you can see, it's 2 squares wide, and it still looks pretty good. It's not what I originally had in mind, but it's working for me. Working on the second mountain here. If you follow me on Twitter, you would actually know that I actually tweeted out last night, I believe, that I was working on something big for the 4,000 subscriber video. And this is it. So if you're not following me on Twitter, be sure to go and check me out. I do post sometimes when I kind of have the time or when I have something to say about the channel and stuff like that. So definitely check me out there. But again, just placing a whole heck of a lot rocks around this mountain, trying to make it look realistic again. And I kind of like I like the idea of having like this passageway through the mountain, and then wrapping around the other side of it, to kind of create like this natural tunnel. And I thought that was a cool idea. I tried to place some rocks on the wall here to kind of make it look realistic, and I think it looks good in the end. I'm really happy about that I chose that wallpaper, just because it makes it look more realistic than it really is, and it kind of camouflages the fact that there is a wall in between the rocks and the wallpaper. So I think that's a cool idea. Again, going with the Asian vibe here, I tried to keep it really Asian outside here, but when we actually go inside, you will see that I kind of do a mix between Asian style and modern style, just to kind of mix it up, and just because there isn't that many Asian styled furniture and stuff inside of the game, so it was kind of hard. But here we have the biggest of the mountains. This is one that actually caused the biggest problem, just because there were so many rocks that needed to be moved up and down, and some places I couldn't actually place rocks, and some places they disappeared and stuff like that. So I actually ended up using a lot of shrubbery up here as well on the big mountain, just to kind of fill in the gaps in between the rocks and the wallpaper. It worked out in the end. I think it looks pretty cool, and I really loved the idea of having like these two kind of like pillars of mountain rocky things, and then kind of connected in the middle, and have the big house on top of that, kind of carved into the mountain. I think it looks pretty cool in the end, and I'm really happy about how it turned out. And you're definitely going to be able to see that in the end. So the big hero of this lot is definitely the outside. Don't get me wrong, it's a very beautiful house inside as well. It's very simple. It's not that big of a house. So the outside is definitely the big hero of this build, and I tried to make it look as realistic as I could. I tried to do as good as I possibly can, and this is the best of me. This is what I can do. I mean, if you're not happy about that, I'm really sorry. But this is the best that I can do. This is when I just let my imagination run free, So I should actually maybe try to show you a drawing of the house. Oh, damn it, I don't have that anymore. So the drawing I actually drew, it was just kind of, it was not even a real drawing that I usually do when I actually build a house or draw a house that I want to build. It was just kind of like this little, it kind of looked like a child's thing. It was really quick. I did that and super fast. Not like I usually do them. It was super quick drawing. It didn't look that good, but it had all of the basic ideas of what I wanted to do with this build. Here I was just trying something with the windows. But yeah, it had all of the basic ideas what I wanted to do with this build, but it just turned out so much better than I could have possibly imagined, and I'm actually really proud of myself, if I'm allowed to say that. I'm really proud of how this house turned out. I think it's turned out freaking awesome, and I love the idea of having these mountains connecting and having to go through this kind of mountainy area to actually get to the house. I think that's a pretty cool, not even pretty cool, it's a freaking cool idea, okay? Freaking cool idea. So happy about it, and I decided to here create like this little space so there could actually go some natural light into the underground. Going with the rock wallpaper again, just to kind of show that it is actually carved into the mountain here. And here you're actually going to see me struggle. I had a lot of trouble with actually placing rocks here. So just because there wasn't actually that much space to place rocks on either, just because I needed to have space to actually build the house as well. So this part of the mountain actually has some big patches of rocks in it, but I think it looks okay in the end, and I kind of cover most of it up with some cosmetics like, shrubbery and stuff like that. And I think it's a cool idea what I did with these birch trees. I kind of had them kind of stand inside of the rocks, so it kind of looked like it was a shrubbery bush instead of actually a tree, and I can see it right there. And I thought that was a cool idea. Also having a lot of grass, and this, I can't actually remember what it was, but it's like this kind of flower shrub, and it just looked amazing when you actually scaled it up. So I also used that a lot. Just ending off the mountain here on top, on the one side, just having a lot of mountain space. I wanted to have a tree in there as well, but I couldn't because it went into the house. And as you can actually see, it's not that big of a house. It's really not. The big hero, and I'm gonna say this again, the big hero of this build is definitely outside, the outside house. The outside house. Oh, damn it. The outside, the exterior of the whole lot is the big hero. And I tried to make it look realistic, and I really did my best. I'm not even kidding. This is the best that I have ever done in a build, and I really took the time to do it justice, because you guys deserve all of the best that I can create, because you guys support me, and you guys are freaking amazing, and you take the time to watch my videos, and it's freaking awesome. Thank you so much. And I really wanted to do good by all of you, and creating the very best that I could. So this is it. I really do hope you like it, because I had a freaking blast building it. There was also some moments where I wanted to kill myself, like kind of where I had to do all of the rock patchwork, just because that took forever. I'm not even kidding. It was like, it's like, as you can see, it's most of the video just working on the outside, but I do think the end result is pretty amazing, and it's definitely not something you can argue about. The quality of at least this build, I think, is some of the very best that I've ever done, and I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of you guys for helping me get here. This is what I have a passion for. I have a passion for cooking, and I have a passion for making beautiful stuff in The Sims 4 and sharing it with all of you guys who actually want to see it. So thank you so much for letting me do this. I really do appreciate it. A great big deal. So we had like this little area at the outside here where I didn't originally had anything planned to do, and then I remembered most of the times in Japanese or Asian gardens, they kind of have like this little like outhouse thingy, not even an outhouse, I'm not actually sure what the word is in English, but they have like this little house that's really just like a beautiful place where there's flowers and there's like fountain things and stuff, and I just thought, you know what, let's just have a beautiful little fountain thing inside of this little house here in the middle of the garden, finish it off with some beautiful flowers, and then just have it be that. And it's really simple, it looks pretty cool, just putting in a lot of these like Japanese cherry trees, I do believe it is. Definitely a beautiful tree, and it just fit in so well. I'm happy about, I was originally not going to have all of this be red, but I had like a green and black build in mind instead. But the red just looks so good that I could not keep my fingers from it, and it just looked amazing. I also love how the house is just carved. It looks like it's carved out of the mountain, and on the backside it actually hangs out over the mountain a bit, and I think that's pretty cool looking as well. So here we had some rocks actually going through the kitchen, but I could cover some of them up with, you know, these counters, and it was all good. It was so good. So this inside house, we finally got inside after 20 minutes of me talking about the outside. Finally inside. So the inside here, we have a kitchen. We have a open kitchen, open dining room area, and also a little living room area. That's kind of what we have. This is the only bathroom in the house as well. And as you can see at the moment, not that big of a house. It's really not that big of a house. And I didn't want to make a big house. I wanted to make a beautiful outside, and then kind of build the house around the outside, and I think I really accomplished that. The inside looks beautiful as well. It's definitely has the vibe of what I was trying to do here. But yeah, it has 2 bedrooms as well, and then it has like downstairs it had like this little office area. And that's just kind of it. That's really all it is. And inside here, I also chose to have like just keeping it really simple with red colors, whites and blacks, and just tie it all in together with, you know, a lot of plants, just to make it look really good. And I'm so happy about how it turned out. So if you guys like it as well, let me know in the comment section down below, and share it with all of your friends. I want everybody to see this. And man, I can't even express how freaking happy and amazing you guys are for helping me grow this channel and helping me do better. Just you guys make me want to do better. You make me want to do better builds. And there was actually a subscriber that said to me in another video that he thought my builds were on par with the ones The Sim Supply and Delicacy makes, and that meant the world to me. Like, really, those 2 builders are freaking amazing, and to be put in the same category as those 2 just meant the world to me. That made me so freaking happy. I can't even explain how happy I was to hear that. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, we're actually almost finished with the build here. I was just looking around to see if I actually missed something, and then I remembered, oh yeah, the office area, you need to do that. And that's kind of it. Just finishing off with some last touches here of, you know, some furniture here and there and some plants, just to kind of make everything look good. And then we jump into the screenshots here in a little bit. But yeah, here we have it, looking freaking cool and amazing, and I'm so happy about how it turned out. If you liked it too, be sure to share it with all of your friends. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already done that. It would mean the world to me. And I really hope you enjoyed this build. I had a blast making it, and I had a blast making it for you guys, because you guys really do deserve everything and even more to that. So thank you so much for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends. And I have nothing more to say. Thank you so much for 4,000 subs. I'm Auvbri, and have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you next time.